Bill. They're really just getting their start here in pro wrestling, and it's amazing to see what the future of the business holds. I just wish that the approved guys would understand that their future would be much brighter if they weren't blindly following Jimmy Rave.
Well, very much so. We know that the history of Jimmy Rave, he has both tried to help, but in many cases control, and I think often hurt the various people he gets involved in. Kyle Matthews was able to get out from under. You were never really that guy, but you had a loose association, an association of sorts at one time with Jimmy Rave approved, but it didn't work out, I think, at least the way Jimmy Rave wanted it to.
No, and that was the problem, Bill. See, I may not even be proud to admit this, but I was approved before it was labeled. Jimmy and I go back over a decade, Bill. Since 2000, Jimmy and I have been best friends, and that's how I viewed our relationship, as equals, as friends. And I've always admired Jimmy Rave's supreme ability inside the wrestling ring. And he helped me a lot. He opened a lot of doors for me, Bill. But the difference between me and the people blindly following him is when those doors were open for me, I kicked them in and I blazed my own trail.
Well, I think that's very similar to what we're seeing happen with Kyle Matthews, a man who now has earned a chance at Adam Pearce, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, in a 2 out of 3 fall 60-minute match that'll be coming up very soon on Rampage Television. And right now, as we look at the Rave-approved team in the ring, Mike Posey caught with an armbar and held down by Frankie Valentine, tags in Anthony Henry. First time we've seen Henry in the match.
I like this Anthony Henry kid. I think he's a diamond in the rough here in Rampage, Bill. I think he's got all the tools. He just needs to put them together. And that's where a Jimmy Rave could come in handy.
Very much so. And as we talk about somebody with all the tools and getting better, I think each and every time we see him in the ring, tagging in now, Drew Adler, who's really coming into his own here in Rampage. That's one of the great things about Rampage Pro Wrestling, Sal. You know this well, having been one of the original athletes in this promotion. It's always been a promotion of opportunity.
That's the thing. The door is open to ability. The door here is open because we want to see the best. We lose the dead weight and we keep the top line talent that we can get. There is no professional wrestling organization in Georgia like Rampage Pro Wrestling. And Drew Adler and Anthony Henry are fantastic, but what we have in the ring right now is the television champion, Bill. The champion of our television show. He's the face of the TV product, and I think he's an awesome...
Whoa! Mike Posey made it to the ropes and just a bit further there, and in comes Chip Day, taking over, back and forth, takes him down, arm drag, and Valentine back into control in the ring. Valentine, by the way, holds victories over 2 out of 3 of these Jimmy Rave approved athletes in television title matches.
And that's what I was going to express is my Frankie Valentine at a young age he's got more experience under this belt. Well, hold on, what's Drew doing here? That could hurt Chip's strikes. Big whip and an up and over by Drew Adler. Drew extremely athletic, twisting cross body. This could be it. Drew Adler's excelling more and more each week, Bill. We got in Anthony Henry, and there's the difference. You see how Drew let Anthony Henry go, or Chip Day go when Anthony Henry came in. While all 3 of these men are fantastic athletes, they're not a well-oiled machine like the approved crew.
Very much so. The approved crew does work together as a cohesive unit. While they may be self-appointed as the single greatest or the world's greatest multi-person team, there's an element of truth in what they say.
Oh, Bill, they're fantastic. And the thing about pro wrestling is you've got to have an ego. I have one of the biggest egos in this locker room, and you know that firsthand, Bill. But you have to have an ego to succeed. So I won't knock these guys for believing their own hype, for telling the world that they're the best, because they have to then go out there and prove that they're the best. That may come back to haunt them. Oh!
Whoa! Corey Hollis spits in the face and catches a forearm for that, and now a knee in return. Back and forth with these two. Kick to the face, back kick by Hollis. Cover just one. Anthony Henry, of course, we've noted his MMA background. Corey Hollis, his amateur wrestling background. Yes. These two match up very well in the ring, it's obvious.
And Corey Hollis, who's known for his strikes, is meeting a striker here, and it'll be interesting to see where we go in here.
Up and over is where we're going, and all the way to the outside. By the way, this is a Rampage Wrestling rules match.
Quick
frequently
power slam.
Happens in these multi-person matches at Rampage Pro
It's
Wrestling.
falling apart early here on Rampage.
One person leaves, another one enters under Rampage Wrestling rules. Very similar, of course, to the Lucha Libre rules.
Very much so. Big cover by Posey there. And again, these three working together, it showed right there. It also goad. I don't know what that means, but
they goad their opponents.
They goad their opponents, and their experience as a unit is shining here. Posey's doing what any... See, here's the thing, Bill. I've trained with all three of these men in the ring. We used to have approved training sessions, and they're the masters of taking an opponent, cutting off the ring, and totally eliminating any partner's chance of getting involved. It's just smart business. It's just smart pro wrestling.
And now repeated leg drops here. Again, an example of that teamwork. And now in comes Hollis, not the legal man, but it's not going to matter because the legal man is right there for the cover, and this could be it. No, Valentine in.
Valentine. Now, you got to wonder why Dustin is allowing these three to run as rampant. I think he's a little looser with the rules today. Do you think that has to do with his fear looming in the back of his head, knowing that these men are dangerous enough to attack him? They don't have... All the marbles aren't in the bag, Bill.
But at this point also, you know the approved group has to be a bit on guard after what happened to Jimmy Rave at the hands of Dr. Gayton. There may have been another messenger, but clearly the message came from Dr. Johnny Gayton.
Yes.
And that was, Jimmy Rave, you make another mistake, you're gone. Rave didn't just make a mistake. He crossed lines that should never have been crossed. You can see Dustin Robinson's dramatic change in haircut, but really crossing the line is when he went after several times Miss Alley at ringside. It just exacerbated his situation.
Which is why, and this is where the difference between Jimmy and I are. We're both alpha males. We're both leaders. But for whatever reason, Jimmy has to prove at that point to everybody. Jimmy has to let everybody know Jimmy is constantly in control. And if that means going after a woman, Jimmy will cross that line. He has no boundaries, and that's what makes him dangerous.
Well, you know, there was an interview done with Jimmy Rave before he left for his very last show, and in that interview, his focus was not what had happened by Doc Gayton, not the damage he did to a referee, not the assault on Miss Alley, but it was you.
Yes, and I'm well aware of Jimmy Rave's words, Bill, and the thing about Jimmy is he must forget our relationship. I've learned a lot under the tutelage of Jimmy Rave. I know Jimmy's a master manipulator, as fantastic as he is in the ring, and Bill, I will never deny Jimmy's great in-ring ability. He's even better in the brain.
And, you know, he honestly said his belief was you're the one that wants him gone.
Yes, and I don't, Bill. I want him on my time go. I'm sick of Jimmy dictating when and where he does his business.
Ooh, catches him right in the face there, does Anthony Henry.
Big atomic drop, snapped him right into a Death Valley driver. Posey could be out here, but I don't think Henry has his bearings.
Henry had a lot taken out of him before that tremendous burst of energy, but with that comes, I guess, the major drop-off afterward, because right now Henry sort of in la-la land after that burst right there. Nothing much left in the tank, except he's got his bearings, he's got over. It looks like he's got the tag.
Posey rolls out, but here comes the TV champ. One big duck. He's got him rocking and rolling. Posey's nowhere to be found here. We got big drop saw by Frankie Valentine. This is why he's the television champion. Oh.
Valentine, and up he goes, and caught right in the face by Chip Day with
reverse
a vicious
power
kick.
slam.
Takes him down hard, does Hollis cover, hooks the leg, not enough. Valentine, we've talked about this before also. What a tremendous heart and endurance on this young man. Not one of the biggest men. In fact, former tag team partner of Kyle Matthews. A lot of similarities between those two men.
Very much so, and I think that's where Kyle gets it from as well. Both of these men came up together, both being told they're not big enough, they're not strong enough, they're not powerful enough. But what they do have is desire that not anybody, not one person in this locker room, including myself, can match. And Frankie proves that by wearing the 10 pounds of television title gold.
That's right, and he's defended it excellent so far in there. And almost every match, you almost look at him as the underdog going in, but I'm never sure he really is.
No, you can't count the dog out of the fight. But you can never, ever count Frankie Valentine out. I've seen him knocked out, I've seen him bloodied, I've seen him battered, and then I've seen him win.
And Valentine taken down hard there. Vicious kick by Chip Day.
Chip Day's come a long way, Bill. Chip Day used to be the premier high flyer here in Georgia. He's smart enough.
Roll through. This could be it right here, Sal. Oh.
He's smartened up his game. He's a striker now. He takes his time. It's a little slower, but it's much more impact. He puts his opponents where he wants them, much like Mike Posey does with this trio woe here. He's known for slingshotting in with a drop kick.
Signature maneuver usually followed up by, well, nothing right there as Frankie Valentine rolls through out of it, moves toward the middle, trying to get away. Posey smartly grabs the leg, rolls towards his corner, and dropping right there. Rampage rules again. That tag was unnecessary.
Absolutely unnecessary. But that's the unity of the approved group. And here comes that amateur background Corey Hollis is noted for. Corey Hollis, Bill, I believe, has one of the brightest futures in Rampage in this industry. I just wish he could get his head on a swivel.
One of the things I like about the Rave approved group, and you almost hate to admit these kind of things, but they, unlike a lot of the young athletes, have grounded a good bit of their attack. Move toward strikes, holds, pinning maneuvers, and damaging their man, bringing him over in the corner. Smart professional wrestling. Way too many of the young athletes go for the pyrotechnics, what are high spots, the flipping and the flying as a way to get a crowd response, but it's at the expense often of their ability to win matches and also to have longevity as a professional wrestler.
And that's the thing that Jimmy Rave has instilled in these young men. And Jimmy Rave, like I've said, his brain, he's got one of the greatest minds for this business I've ever run into contact with. And that's why I was able to fall prey, and that's why I was able to be lured into the approved group, is because Jimmy Rave is a master manipulator, and what he says has valid points. He's trained these athletes. They're almost like machines.
Well, as you know, Jimmy Rave got major training on how to modify his wrestling career by a man who is your former tag team partner at Ring of Honor, former Ring of Honor tag team champions, Tony Mamaluke.
Tony Mamaluke as well.
Oh, outside goes Frankie Valentine, and takes him out, but that's going to bring in somebody else, and it's Drew Adler.
Drew, big drop kick, cannonball drop kick, and Drew's feeling it like we were talking about earlier. I think 2012 might be the year of Adler.
Chip Day in, goes for a ride over in the corner. Here comes Adler, catches him full in the face with that boot.
He could be going for the Drew drop here. Oh, stopped by Hollis. Right. People at home, I don't know if you've ever felt
tries to swim the head right there, isn't able to do it. Hooked instead by Adler, brings him
Falcon Arrow. He could have him here. Everybody's out. Oh.
Had him tightly cinched, but Hollis, tremendous strength, and young Corey Hollis tossed right there. Posey, and in comes Henry. Strike there. Step up Inzaguri takes him off his feet, but Chip Day is about to kick his face off.
Well, Bill, I actually believe he looked like he was directing those shots to his chest to maybe take the wind out of Henry. There's nothing like getting the wind.
Sharpshooter.
That is a Texas Cloverleaf, Bill, but we're in the same neighborhood. Oh, but it left him prey to the big step-up Inzaguri. Frankie Valentine, discus lariat. I've seen him break a person's jaw with that.
Well, this may be Rampage rules, but I think it's broken down a little bit further there. As move after move, hard to call everything that's going on here. Adler caught in the side of the face right there.
Bill, it's hard to see who's legal here, but we got Day and Henry standing, so I'll go with them. Sharp strikes to the jaw.
This is one of those kind of matches because of Rampage rules. It's almost who takes the pin.
Oh!
And we got everybody down.
Perfectly timed kicks, but they caught each other right in the temple. I think Anthony Henry's out. Chip Day's trying to find his fingers. Bill, I've been kicked in the temple before. I promise you, when the world starts spinning and your hands don't have any feeling in it, you have no sense of awareness at all. I'll be surprised if these men are able to stand by the 10 count.
Well, I'm wondering, in a 10 count, what do you do when you have 6 men down?
Hope you get to 10 and just call for a draw.
Well, somebody's up. I guess that stops it.
In comes Hollis. He could be going for the Frosty hangover. No, he sweeps the legs. Oh, he may have just blacked him out. Oh.
Broken up right there, but you're right. Hollis is in la-la land.
Bill, you will see action like this nowhere else but Rampage Pro Wrestling live on Fox.
Right there, kick to the side of the face, met with one by Posey, back and forth here, and now Henry catches it to the side of the face by Chip Day.
And
out to Corey Hollis, returns the favor, tries to take him up, fought out by Henry. That time.
There's the Frosty hangover, and there's approved standing as a unit, and this is where they're most dangerous, Bill. They've got all 3 men down, and they could be going for that overkill maneuver.
But wait, no, Frankie Valentine up. Bye-bye, Hollis. Goodbye, Day. Ow. And Posey is able to cut him off, and has been isolated down.
Russian leg sweep, Brad Armstrong style. He's got the cover. Oh, I thought Frankie was going for the sweep.
Clothesline effort there. Hooks him again.
Frankie may have approved number, Bill.
Didn't catch all of it there. Posey able to back away from that drop kick. Didn't take all of it, but he took every bit of that knee to the back.
And here comes Adler. Who, Bill, I'm telling you right now, 2012 may be Drew Adler's year. You may be looking at the breakout star.
If you've noticed, he's already starting to put on an upper body weight. I reminisce.
Oh!
I compared him to Kendall Windham earlier in his career years ago.
So. Pele kick.
Now Corey Hollis sees opportunity, cuts off Frankie Valentine.
And the thing with Rampage
Drop
rules,
there.
Bill, you can't turn your back on anybody. Codebreaker, no, countered by Hollis. Oh, there's that vicious back elbow. I've seen that back elbow cause more blood than Abdullah the Butcher on a good night.
Is it a good night when Abby bleeds?
It's a good night when I'm not bleeding because of Abby, Bill. And here, this could be that overkill maneuver.
There's the flying headbutt.
Knees by Day, all's left is Posey.
Got the cover, this could be it right here.
The TV champion has been pinned again, and Approved did what Approved has promised to do. Show that they are the best 6-man unit in professional wrestling.
Tremendous to have you here on commentary.
Bill, thank you.